of the square wave. Square wave is also a periodic wave, but non-sinusoidal. Then the frequency of the square wave can be expressed as f is equal to 1 by, everything is denominator, 1 by 2.1976, 2.1976 R1 into C1. If I have a time, then I will discuss broadly in the how square wave generated, how you get the frequency. But if I have not time, then I will give the notes, so you can easily understand from this note. Okay. So this is the frequency of square wave, that is the f is equal to 1 by 2.1976 into R1 into C1. Next part is the integrated circuit. Next part means this portion. This portion is the integrated circuit. That means here we apply the square wave which we get from this portion. That means this part is the integrated circuit. Okay. Instead of using a simple passive RC integrator, instead of, I think all of you know the integrated circuit because op-amp application, subtractor, adder, integrator, divider, all of you studied. So you know the integrated circuit. Instead of using a simple passive RC integrator, an active integrator based on op-amp, an active integrator based on op-amp is used here. Level of the output signal for every crossing register R5 in conjunction with R4, register R5 in conjunction with R4 sets the gain of the integrator, sets the gain of the integrator. See your picture or see the picture, this picture you can see, and you see where R4 and R5 resistance is present. Register R5 in conjunction with R4 sets the gain of the integrator, and register R5 in conjunction with C2 sets the bandwidth. I think all of you know what is the bandwidth. The square wave signal is applied to the inverting input of the op-amp. Square wave signal is applied to the inverting input of the op-amp through the resistor R4. The positive side of the square wave is first applied to the integrator. The positive side of the square wave is first applied to the integrator. That means we consider first the positive half wave of the square wave. By virtue, capacitor C offers capacitor C2. You see your figure where C2 is there. C2 is above the R5. By virtue, capacitor C2 offers very low resistance.
Ma'am, can you repeat the sentence?
Yes. By virtue, capacitor C2 offers very low resistance to this sudden shoot in the input. To this sudden shoot in the input.
Ma'am, to this?
Sudden shoot, SHOOT, shoot in the input.
The magnetic flux emitted from the
And
north pole
C2 behaves
and it enter into the south
something
pole.
like a short circuit.
Okay, so the magnetic field path,
C2,
the field of the
And
magnetic path
C2
which coming out from the north
behaves
pole and
something like a short
entering into
circuit.
the south pole. Okay, surrounding
Complete.
of this magnetic field, surrounding of this magnetic flux line, that create a magnetic field. That create a magnetic field. Okay. Now, if we generate
You know what is shoot?
electromagnet, we have studied in class. Expression is
Bimal?
IGL.
You know what is
which
shoot?
is R.
Yes, ma'am. In this context, a sudden
Resistance
increase in the input.
Sudden increase in the
Circuit.
input. That means,
H is
I
represent-
think all of you know what is the transient. That means when we just put on the switch, current is very high. That means if you draw the current, that is a very spike is there. Instead of pure sine wave, we get the different spike. That means there is a frequency, high frequency. This is called transient. Transient frequency signals occurs. So a transient frequency signal, that means frequency is very high. What is the formula of capacitive reactance? Capacitive reactance is 1 by twice pi fc. So if frequency is high, then what happens? Capacitive reactance value is decreases because xc is inversely proportional to the frequency. So when we just apply the positive input of the positive side of the square wave to the integrated circuit, what happened? Capacitive reactance is very low and it behaves like a short circuit. Okay. The feedback resistor R5, the feedback resistor R5, feedback resistor R5 connected in parallel to C2, connected in parallel to C2, can be put aside because R5 has almost zero resistance at the moment. Complete? Xc is 0 at this moment, that is the starting moment. So Xc is parallel with R5. If you see your figure, then you can understand that Xc is parallel with R5. If zero resistance is parallel with R5, then what happens? R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. If R1 and R2 are in parallel, so everything will be 0. So this is the reason the feedback resistor R5 connected in parallel to C2 can be put aside because R5 has almost zero resistance at that moment. At the moment, a serious amount of current flows through the input resistor. A serious amount of current flows through the input resistor R4. And the capacitor C2 bypasses all this current. Current always flow through the low resistive path. So capacitor C2 bypasses all this current. A serious amount of current flows through the input resistor R4 and the capacitor C2 bypasses all this current. As a result,
your cat can do amazing things, but they can't sign up for pet insurance. Good thing you...
The inverting input terminal of
I
the
would like to
op
speak
amp
about education and the change it needs. Right. So education and the change it needs.
behaves like a virtual ground.
Does it need a change?
Behaves
Yes.
like a virtual ground.
Yes.
Because all the current flowing into it, all the current flowing into it is drained by the capacitor C2. Is drained by the capacitor C2. The gain of the entire circuit, within bracket XC2 by R4 XC2, that is the capacitive reactance of C2 capacitor, divided by R4 will be very low. And the entire voltage gain of the circuit will be close to the zero. And the entire gain of the circuit, voltage gain of the circuit will be close to the zero. Up to this, any doubt? This happens at the starting. That means when we just apply the square wave signal to the integrator circuit. Any doubt, Aratrika, Shreyoshi, Kritika? Any doubt up to this? Please
No, ma'am.
respond. Okay. After next para, after this initial kick, the capacitor starts charging. The capacitor starts charging and it creates an opposition to the input current and it creates an opposition to the input current flowing through the input resistor R4. All of you see your figure.
Ma'am, can you repeat this?
Yes. Wait a minute. After this initial kick, that means after this transient time, after the transient period, this voltage, that means if we apply this voltage, current will flow through the R4 resistance, and the frequency level will be under normal frequency of this square wave. So capacitive reactance offered by the capacitor will not be zero. So it has some value of the capacitive reactance. So this value of the capacitive reactance offered an opposition to the flow of the current which is flowing through the input resistance R4. Okay. So you write, I am starting from the beginning. So after this initial kick, the capacitor starts charging and it creates an opposition to the input current flowing through the input resistor R4. Complete, Vimal? Vimal, complete?
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me, ma'am? Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the negative feedback compels the op-amp to produce a voltage at its out so that it maintains the
Ma'am,
virtual.
repeat again.
Yes, yes, yes. The negative feedback compels the op-amp to produce a voltage at its out so that it maintains the virtual ground at the inverting input. Since the capacitor is charging, its impedance Xc, that is the capacitive reactance, its impedance Xc keeps increasing, its impedance Xc keeps increasing, and the gain Xc2 by R4 also keeps increasing. This results in a ramp at the output of the op-amp. This results in a ramp at the output of the op-amp.
Ma'am, this results in a
Ramp, R-A-M-P. Ramp means if you write, I think all of you studied the circuit theory. So ramp means this inclined line. R-A-M-P, ramp. This results in a ramp at the output of the op-amp. If the stop the writing, if you apply the 5 volt and 5 volt is constant, wait a minute. Here you see the square wave. Okay, this is the square wave. Square wave. So that means the voltage is constant. If you consider this voltage is 5 volt. If you apply the 5 volt, the current flowing through the circuit will be constant. But due to the capacitance present here and its capacitance, capacitive reactance is increasing. So what happens? Gain, that is the Xc2 by R4 is increasing. You apply the 5 volt, but gain is increasing. If gain is 1, output voltage should be 5. If gain is 1.5, output voltage should be 5 into 1.5. That means if you draw the output, sorry. If you draw the output, as the gain is increasing, so input voltage is, we assume input voltage is 5, but gain is increasing in nature. So if you multiply the input with the gain, then if you draw, then you get this type of output. This is the ramp. That means we get the one half portion of the triangular wave. That means we get this portion of the triangular wave. Okay. at the output of the op-amp that increases, this results in a ramp at the output of the op-amp that increases in a rate proportional to RC time constant. Increases in a rate proportional to RC time constant. What is the time constant? T is equal to R4 into C2. And this ramp increases in amplitude. This ramp increases in amplitude until the capacitor is fully charged. Until the capacitor is fully charged. Up to this, any doubt? During the positive half cycle, capacitor is charged, so capacitive reactance is increases. So current flowing, which opposes the current flowing, gain also increases, and we get the output voltage increasing in nature until the capacitor is fully charged. Okay. Next para. When the input of the integrator, that is the square wave, when the input of the integrator falls to the negative peak, one thing you should know that in square wave, either we get this voltage or we get this voltage. That means at it, if T is equal to this, we assume that T is equal to T1. That means T is equal to T1, positive voltage from peak point to suddenly drops to the positive peak to the negative peak. In between this peak, we can't get anything. That means this happens within a nanoseconds. So until we get the positive peak or until we get the negative peak, in between positive and negative peak, in case of square wave, we get nothing. But in case of triangular wave, positive peak and negative peak, we get the difference value at different time. But here, only either we get positive peak or neither we get negative peak. Okay. So here two condition is there. One is the positive peak condition, another one is the negative peak condition, and third one is the initial startup time. So when the input to the integrator falls to the negative peak, input to the integrator, that is the square wave, falls to the negative peak, the capacitor quickly discharges. The capacitor quickly discharges through the input resistor R4. Quickly discharges through the input resistor R4. And starts charging in the opposite polarity. And starts charging in the opposite polarity. Now the conditions are reversed. Now the conditions are reversed and the output of the op-amp will be a ramp and the output of the op-amp will be a ramp that is going to the negative side, that is going to the negative side, at a rate proportional to R4 C2 time constant. That means time constant rate negative proportionally decrease করছে. This cycle is repeated and the result will be a triangular waveform at the output of the op-amp integrator. This cycle is repeated and the result will be a triangular waveform. The result will be a triangular waveform at the output of the op-amp integrator. Application of triangular wave. The applications of triangular wave include sampling circuits, thyristor firing circuits, sampling circuits, SAMPLING, sampling circuits. Sampling circuit means when you convert the analog signal into the digital signal or discrete signal, that means we sample the circuit at a particular frequency. So application of triangular waves include sampling circuits, thyristor firing circuits. Thyristor means silicon, that is the SCR, silicon control rectifier. Thyristor firing circuits, frequency generator circuits, tone generator circuits, etc. Clear? Any doubt? Triangular wave? Any doubt? Next you write peak detector. Peak detector. First, all of you draw this circuit. This is the peak detector circuit. Complete. Complete. Drawing completed or not?
Ma'am, one second.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, done.
Okay. Everybody completed? Rohan?
ম্যাম পয়েন্টিং করতে চাই।
রেসপন্স না করলে তো আমি এখনই স্টপ শেয়ারিং করে দিতাম, তাহলে কি হতো? একটু রেসপন্স করো। আচ্ছা, can anyone tell me what is the peak detector? Shubhradeep Hajra, what is the peak detector? What is the purpose of peak detector? Shubhradeep Hajra,
Yes, ma'am.
what is peak detector? What do you think what is the purpose of using peak detector?
Which detect the peak which is high or low.
That is the peak portion of the curve. Okay. Roman, complete?
ইয়েস ম্যাম।
Okay. First, to write the definition of peak detector. Peak detector circuits are used. Peak detector circuits are used to determine the peak or maximum value. Determine the peak or maximum value of an input signal. It stores the peak value of input voltages. It stores the peak value of input voltages for infinite time duration until it comes to rest condition. Until it comes to rest condition. The peak detector circuit utilizes its property of following the highest value of an input signal and storing it. Yes, peak detector circuit. I am repeating again. Peak detector circuits are used to determine the peak or maximum value of an input signal. It stores the peak value of the input voltages for infinite time duration until it comes to rest condition. The peak detector circuit utilizes its property of following the highest value of an input signal and storing it. Shubham, complete or any question? Okay. Rectified circuits usually provide an output in proportion to the average value. In proportion to the average value of the input. However, some application requires measurement of the peak value of the signal. Thus, peak detectors are used. Usually, the peak of non-sinusoidal waveforms is measured using a peak detector. Usually, the peak of non-sinusoidal waveforms is measured using a peak detector. As traditional AC voltmeter cannot measure the peak of such signals. Actually, voltmeter or ammeter both. Traditional voltmeter meter can't measure the peak of such signals. Peak detector circuit consists of a diode and capacitor. Along with op-amp. The circuit does not require any complex component. The circuit does not require any complex component in order to determine the peak of the input waveform. Working principle. The working principle of the circuit is such that the peak of the input waveform is followed and stored in terms of voltage in the capacitor. By the time on moving further, if the circuit detects a higher peak, the new peak value is stored in the capacitor. The new peak value is stored in the capacitor. Until it is discharged. The capacitor employed in the circuit is charged through the diode by the input signal. The small voltage drop across the diode is ignored. The small voltage drop across the diode is ignored. And the capacitor is charged up to the highest peak of the applied input signal. Complete? Highest peak of the applied input signal. Complete? Complete or not? Please give me the answer. Complete. Okay. Let us consider initially the capacitor is charged. Let us consider initially the capacitor is charged to voltage Vc. Capacitor is charged to voltage Vc. The diode employed in the circuit gets forward biased when the applied input voltage V in exceeds the capacitor voltage Vc. Thereby allowing the circuit to behave as a voltage follower. Output voltage follows the applied input voltage. Output voltage follows the applied input voltage until V in is more than Vc. So, if you see the circuit, initially capacitor is charged by voltage Vc. If we apply any signal here, that is a V input, okay, diode will be forward biased or reverse biased, depends on the Vc and V in voltage. If V in is greater than Vc, then diode will be forward biased and we get the capacitor voltage will be increases and we get the output voltage here. If the input voltage is less than this, diode is reverse bias. Output voltage, we get the output voltage the previous maximum voltage when V in greater than Vc. Okay, until and unless Vn greater than Vc, we can't get any voltage. That means this circuit follows the V in voltage and also store the voltage when V in greater than Vc. When V in greater than Vc, we get the output voltage and it remains constant at that voltage until and unless this voltage again exceeds this voltage. If you see this diagram, this is a signal. Okay, if we apply this signal in this circuit, what happened? At this condition, this voltage greater than Vc. Okay, we consider this is the threshold voltage or Vc voltage. Okay, at this condition, this voltage is greater than Vin. So we get this voltage, and we get this voltage here because diode is forward biased. Next, this voltage appears. So this voltage is less than this voltage because output voltage is this. So in this way, until and unless output voltage greater than this, output voltage should be more, the input voltage should be more than this voltage. So output voltage is this. At this condition, this voltage and this voltage are same, and we get the output voltage. So this voltage here, Vin is the less compared to this voltage, until unless here up to this voltage is less, and this is increasing here, increasing. At this moment voltage is increasing, that means Vc is greater than Vin is greater than Vc. So again we get the output voltage is this point, but next instant again Vin greater than Vc. So we get another voltage. In this way, you see, until this portion, from this point to this portion, V out stored the voltage and diode is forward bias condition because Vin is greater than Vc. When input voltage is in this condition, that means this is the Vc voltage. So at this condition, Vc voltage is here, Vc is greater than Vin, here Vc is greater than Vin. In this way, again this point here also Vc is greater than Vin. So we can't identify this peak. In this way, at this point Vc is equal to Vin. At this point Vc is Vin greater than Vc. So again Vc will be this voltage, or we get the output. In this way, and up to this portion we get the output, and again here Vc is this. Then at this point Vc greater than Vin, so V output should be this point. In this way, at this point also Vc greater than Vin, so V output should be this voltage. So in this way, this peak detector determine the peak value of the signal. Here this is another peak, this is the peak, this is also peak, this is peak, but this peak is less than this previous peak. This peak also less than the previous peak. This peak is also less than the previous peak. So these three peaks we can't identify. If this peak value is greater than this peak value, that means if this would be in this way, if this value peak should be in this way, then this peak can be identified. Is it clear for everyone? Hello? Hello, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, as the input voltage Vin reduces below the value, as the input voltage Vin reduces below the value of capacitive voltage Vc, below the value of capacitive voltage Vc, it causes the diode to get reverse bias. it causes the diode to get reverse biased. In such condition, the capacitor retains the value. The capacitor retains the value until the input again exceeds the value stored in the capacitor. The figure below shows the output voltage waveform. The figure below shows the output voltage waveform for an applied input signal. You draw this figure. ড্রয়িং কমপ্লিট হলে বলবে। Complete. সেম ফিগার আঁকতে হবে এর কোনো মানে নেই, ফিগারটাকে এরকম ভাবে এঁকে একটু মানে বোঝাতে পারা যায় যে তুমি কি বোঝাতে চাইছো। ডান। ওকে, can I stop sharing? Aritrika completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Biman?
Yes, ma'am.
As we can see in the waveform shown above, at time t1, the circuit misses the peak of the input signal. The circuit misses the peak of the input signal as it is less than the previous peak of the input signal, as it is less than the previous peak of the input signal. Thereby allowing the capacitor to hold the value of the previously occurred peak, thereby allowing the capacitor to hold the value of the previously occurred peak. As it is a positive peak detector, one can also construct a negative peak detector circuit. That will hold the lowest or most negative signal voltage. Lowest or most negative signal voltage. This is basically done by reversing the polarities. This is basically done by reversing the polarities of the diode in the circuit. This is basically done by reversing the polarities of the diode in the circuit. Complete? Application of peak detector. First point. It is used in the analysis of It is used in the analysis of spectral and mass spectrometer. Spectral and mass spectrometer. It is used, second point, it is used for instrumentation measurement. It is used for instrumentation measurement. Mostly in amplitude modulated wave communication. Mostly in amplitude modulated wave communication. Third point. It widely finds application in it widely finds applications in sound measuring instruments. Fourth, peak detector finds its application in destructive testing. Peak detector finds its application in destructive testing. From the above discussion, we can conclude that peak detectors are used to overcome the disadvantage of AC voltmeter. To overcome the disadvantage of AC voltmeter, as the peak of a square sawtooth or any random waveform, as the peak of a square sawtooth or any random waveform is not measured using AC voltmeter. Any doubt? Peak detectors? So you write some short question. Why positive feedback is used in zero crossing detector? Why positive feedback is used in zero crossing detector? Last class I am discussing about the zero crossing detector. So you write the short question. Complete. The zero crossing is identified. The zero crossing is identified for noise voltages in addition to the V in. these problems can be detached, detached. These problems can be detached by using a, this problem can be detached by using a reforming feedback circuit with positive feedback. By using a reforming feedback circuit with positive feedback. That causes the V out to switch faster. So, reviewing the possibility of any false zero crossing. So, removing the possibility of any false zero crossing removing the possibility of any false zero crossing due to noise voltages at the input of the op-amp. At the input of the op-amp. কিছু বুঝতে পারলে? Why positive feedback is used in zero crossing detector? বিমান? বিমান কিছু বুঝতে পারলে? অ্যানসার থেকে কি বুঝলে সেটা বলো।
ম্যাম ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে মানে in a zero crossing detector sometimes the voltages that are added to the input voltage are not required and are basically useless, and it hampers our calculations and readings. So to remove these additional unnecessary voltages, we use a reforming feedback circuit with positive output.
We can't, with the help of zero crossing detector, we can't remove the unwanted voltages. Actually, we can't, we eliminate the zero crossing of that unwanted voltages with the help of positive feedback. That means when a signal comes or when a signal generated, some noise is there. Noise means unwanted frequency level signals. Harmonics are always present. We want all-time fundamental component frequency. If harmonics present, so we are harmonics are actually harmonics are not desirable for our condition. So we only want to find out the zero crossing point of the fundamental frequency component. So if noise is present, so if the noise also follow the sine wave or also follow the same waveform, whichever the main fundamental frequency waveform, so they also crosses the zero. When they crosses the zero crossing detector also detect that point. But our objective is to identify the zero crossing point of the fundamental frequency component. So we can eliminate this zero crossing point due to the presence of noise or unwanted frequency component. We use positive feedback. With the help of positive feedback, we eliminate all these unwanted frequency component zero crossing point. Okay. Next, you write another question. These questions are very important. What are the disadvantages of zero crossing detector? What are the disadvantages of zero crossing detector? What are the disadvantages of zero crossing detector? In some applications, the input V in may be a slowly changing waveform. Input V in may be a slowly changing waveform that is a low frequency signal. Low frequency signal means time period should be high. It will take V in more time to cross 0 volt. It will take V in more time to cross 0 volt. Therefore, V0, that means output voltage. Therefore, V0 may not switch quickly. Therefore, V0 may not switch quickly from one saturation voltage to the other. From one saturation voltage to the other. This is the disadvantage of zero crossing detector. That means it takes more time if the frequency is low. Okay? Any doubt? Today is 29th September. Akash Dotto,
Yes,
present.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Aritrika, present. Atanushana, present. Dimine, present. Devobrata Sil,
Present, ma'am.
Kritika, present. Man Bharma, present. Pritam Shi,
Present, ma'am.
Priyangshu, present. Roman Bhaduri, present. Steusi, present. Shubhadeep Gop,
Yes, ma'am.
Shubham Rai, present. Shubhadeep Hazra. Shumon Banerjee, Steusi, can you confirm that Shumon Banerjee is present or not?
No, ma'am, I don't think he's present.
Okay. Okay, you may leave the class of if you have or if you